Next time on Ding Dong Games. It's been a while, but I'm back again to do a Nuzlocke for the first time in ages. Pokemon Blazing Emerald is a new hotness right now, but I gotta destroy it in an extreme Nuzlocke. How hard will this challenge be? Find out in the next episode of Ding Dong Games. You know what, let's just start the Nuzlocke straight away. Yes, I'm back. This is my first Nuzlocke in quite a while, so hopefully I don't make too much of a fool of myself. So this time the starters in Pokemon Blazing Emerald are Eevee, Pikachu and Clefairy. All are buffed and significantly changed now. Pick Eevee as, due to its branching evolution paths, is the safest options. Regardless of its IVs and natures, there will almost always be an appropriate eeveelution to take advantage of its stats. This one had a timid nature in pretty low physical attack, so the physical eeveelutions don't look so good, but I'll discuss eeveelutions soon enough. Now it's time to catch my first few Pokemon. This is actually very important for the first gym and RNG will be involved here. First catch is Poochyena. Second encounter, I was salty as I got a critical hit and destroyed the Zigzagoon. And get used to me saying critical hits, cause good god, this game bombards you with crits. I realised later on that critical hits in this game were not nerfed like they were in Gen 6, which sucks. This is bad because I caught Zigzagoon in the next route, which is pretty good early game, but had I already got the Zigzagoon in route 2, I would have been able to encounter poliwag, but oh well. RNG happens and poliwag would have been really useful against Roxanne, but I'll just have to go on without it. So play for a bit and flex on every poor fool in sight. Next catch is Snubbul, and this is very nice. It had a brave nature and intimidate, which is really good to have. This will be useful. Then in the forest I catch a ledyba, which sounds awful, but Ledian did get a buff, though it's arguably still not that good despite that, unfortunately. Nothing too interesting happens yet, but my last catch before the first gym is a mah-dry, and this is deceptively great. I did encounter a Whismur in the tunnel, but I wasn't able to catch it unfortunately. However, I already have my first casualty as I never realised that in this ROM hack, the Incada now has access to Pin Missile and it destroys my Pooch. That sucks. I didn't think that the level up moves in this ROM hack would be changed from the original, but I guess they were. Now here I thought I was screwed as I didn't think I could handle this trainer's Geodude, but in the funny twist I actually looked at my mah-dry that I just caught and noticed, wait, it gets double kick now? Well, that's really convenient. It's awesome as it also has the move Headbutt with an ability that's basically Galvanize, which is really strong early game. I use this to beat some rock types and challenge the first gym leader. Now that I've got mah-dry, I can somewhat deal with rock types now, otherwise I would be screwed. Now here I chose to specifically underlevel the gym and keep most of my team at level 14 for an added challenge. The level cap is 15. I know that mah-dry evolves at level 15 to Fluffy, but I want to make this more entertaining for the viewers, you feel. The more I handicap myself, the more interesting the challenge gets. This team is still not very suited for rock types and I am completely blind, so who knows what will happen here. My plan is to blind lead with a Snubbul and use Charm and Intimidate to lower my opponent's attack by about 60% to allow me to really easily wall it, which is a safe option to do. This allows mah-dry to easily destroy the leading Aron. If it were a level 15 Fluffy, it probably would have been able to one-shot it, but it wasn't too needed. I could easily take the next Geodude, but I had to make a tactical retreat, just to be safe as I've got no idea where Ace Pokemon is and I need my mah-dry to be at full health to take that on. Also this Geodude, it could have a ground type move for all I know, you never know. It is important not to let your guard down just in case. Repeat the Snubbul strat and this time Zigzagoon can take down Geodude by using Bullet Seed, which it now learns from TM, which I am very thankful for, that is very useful for this gym. Now I'm doing very well in this battle, but the final Ace Pokemon Rhyhorn is no joke. I was totally right to play more conservatively and defensively as this thing hits like a truck. This is scary as it can easily tank super effective hits and it hits back very hard. And it's very hard to beat without sacking unless you have a really good team that can handle it well. Even Snubbul takes a beating and barely manages to lower its attack by 3 stages. But the fact it has magnitude makes it a problem as not much can easily handle it due to the magnitude RNG behind it, and Eevee having colour change is a hindrance, so even with Metal Claw it can't really take down the Rhyhorn. No choice but to sacrifice something, I guess. Luckily Zigzagoon lands 2 bullet seeds and finishes it off, but this could have been an instant loss. My only loss in the team was Ledyba, so basically I didn't lose anything. And I gained a Flaffy afterwards, so with that battle done, let's move on. May was not even worth mentioning. Next encounter in the Granite Cave is a new Hoennian Dunsparce, and man, this is really good in this game. It has good stats for this portion of the game, and its evolution in the mid game is really powerful. I then fished up her old friend Magikarp. Don't worry, I won't be abusing Dragon Dance in this run. There was also a Wingull I caught in the beach area, but that's not worth mentioning. You could make a rain team, I guess, if it gets drizzle. That is an option if you want to do that. But I have a double battle with the brand new second gym leader, and now I actually know what his team is. It does look scary to be honest, and after clearing out the new dark type gym, there were some surprising challenges. I had 2 close calls, but eventually I lost my Zigzagoon to a single pursuit. Damn it! And what the hell, it was even a critical hit? Oh come on! It's now time for the second gym leader, and this is arguably the hardest one in the entire run, which is actually kind of saying something. The lead Murkrow is tough as it has hustle, and unknown to me at the time but Pursuit had its base power raised to 60, making it very strong if hitting something while switching out. Flaffy can beat it one-on-one, but I stupidly forgot that the next Sneasel also has Pursuit, so Flaffy goes down. Honestly, despite this really big misplay on my part, this wouldn't have made that much of a difference as the next Houndour would have destroyed Flaffy anyways, as that's also got Pursuit, so no matter what, Flaffy would have most likely went down anyways. Snubbul sweeps the rest of his team anyways and wins. Jesus Christ, another critical hit. Man, these are getting obnoxious. I just started this run. Catch a Ponyta, which is okay after Slateport City, but I lost it right afterwards to a single revenge from the new Tangela form. So far my team isn't looking good for the next gym. I need a new mon to counter Watson, which is exactly what I got. In this new cave area I caught a Diglett, which is here specifically to counter him. That's really convenient, I guess. The next May battle was a complete waste of time, not worth talking, and with 1 or 2 exceptions, everything until the next gym was incredibly easy. Hell, in this new Wonder Trading Room, I allowed myself to do 1 Wonder Trade for this run, and luckily I got a Quiet Nature Thick Fat Bulbasaur, which is incredible, especially as in this game, Venusaur got a nice stat buff which it didn't even need, but I'm not complaining at all. Catch some more mons, but none of them do anything of note. Time for the Watson battle, and with Dugtrio, this is a joke. I'll just show you briefly what happened. Yeah. Something incredibly annoying happened afterwards though. My Ivysaur missed a 5% chance Razor Leaf, and of course the Graveler used self-destruct. This pissed me off, but it's fine, it's fine. The Nuzlocke's easy anyways, and this happens I guess. Luckily in the tunnel I encountered a Charmeleon, which turned out that I was really lucky as it's very rare to encounter, so that's great. It's also a quiet nature, and in this game, Charizard now has 125 special attack, so it'll hit really hard. Now it's time to evolve my Eevee, the starter, and I choose Jolteon, which is arguably one of the better options for this game, due to just how many water types are in this game and the lack of physical power on this Eevee. Is a good choice for sure. Catch a useless Spinda, then I get another critical hit on my next encounter, this wild Solrock. Good lord, calm down with these critical hits. Maxi fight was easy next. Only the lead Hoennian Ursaring was hard. With adaptability that thing hits like such a truck. But once that's down the battle's pretty much over. At Jagged Pass I get a matchup, which is great, but it had a modest nature, which is cringe. Now right here is a Nuzlocke ender for many people. Wally actually jumps you now, out of nowhere on your way out of Jagged Pass, and my team is in really bad condition, but thankfully my Charizard was able to sweep to win. That's good. A lot of people weren't so lucky though. Flannery time now, and she's alright to beat. She leads off with Larvesta and I can just destroy it with Charizard, as she kindly sets up the sun for me. Gyarados can easily counter the camera up. If it weren't for the paralysis and the fact I got hit by another critical hit. Come on bro. Wait, what? I somehow took the double edge from the Rapidash? I was prepared to lose Gyarados there, but I guess not. Then I just win after that. You know, had I known what our lead Pokemon is, I could have easily just led off with Gyarados and swept her entire team, but that would have been even more anticlimactic, I guess. Moving on, a very important mon that I get is a Fossil Lileep. This is great against Norman, but because I was lazy, I couldn't be bothered grinding it for this gym, though I would recommend using it. So I challenged Norman straight away in, even though my team isn't that optimal, as I think it'll be more entertaining to watch with a less optimal team, to make it a bit more challenging. Gramble leads in, could do some work with Intimidate and Rock Smash, but not that much. Now this was weird as all hell. I could have probably one-shotted the Blissey, but I was scared of like it having maybe counter or something. I didn't want to risk it, so I switch out and you've got to be kidding me. Just be gone. Modest nature Machamp still puts in work, I guess. But now the final threat is out. No choice but to sack Gramble to the Giga Impact slacking. Oh my days. This is scary. It would have been a lot less so had I brought Cordelia to the fight, but oh well. Luckily I beat it without any more casualties though. I bumped into this crazy new optional battle on the way to the next gym, and I had no choice but to sack my Machamp to this thing. Be gone, fool. That was pretty crazy though, it was level 50 even, damn. Get a few more useless mons that I never end up using. However, the Hoenn Tentacle was by far the best one. This will be used soon in the run and I'll explain it then. May Battle was a meme outside the Weather Institute as, with the rain, I just sweep it so easily with Thunder. Now next here, I catch probably one of the dumbest Pokemon in the entire game. Hoenn Shuckle. Good lord, this thing is ludicrous. Basically it's Shuckle with Solid Rock and significantly better HP stat. And a Grass type instead of Bug. It is just absurd. I did have a really yikesy moment in Winona's gym, but thankfully I got by unscathed. But another tragedy eventually occurred. This Castform threatened my whole team and nothing could handle it that well, so I took a gamble and yes, it did end up having Thunder. Though I didn't have that much choice, as with the Weather Ball, nothing my team could safely switch in, so I had to sacrifice something. Goodbye Gyarados. I guess it won't be sweeping everything this time. Winona is next, and this is an easy win. Apart from the Hoenn Dodrio, that was a huge threat due to the ground flying typing, which can really wreck my team. If I had Gyarados, I would have been able to take it down a lot more easily, but alas, I had to risk my Shuckle, and while it did take 2 hits, this was getting too dicey. I can't risk getting hit by a critical hit, as Shuckle's just too important, so I play it safe and switch out. The fact that the Shuckle has Leech Seed now is so ludicrous. Cordelia is able to stop Dodrio and the rest is easy after that. Cordelia is actually incredible now in this game. It's got a brand new ability called Insatiable, boosting all draining moves like Giga Drain significantly, making it really strong. It's a great addition to many teams. A big thing is that for the most part, most gym leaders in Blazing Emerald have little to no counters for their type weaknesses, so if you keep that in mind, you'll have no problems. During the next battle, I had a mini heart attack where I got hit by this critical hit. Seriously, I hate how critical hits worked pre-Gen 6 nerf. It dealt like double damage and happened a lot more frequently, which was just obnoxious. Thank god that it did eventually get nerfed like it deserved. Moving on, now I've got access to a new eevee training area and this is amazing. But I won't be using it now, as if I use it right now, the rest of the game would be pitifully easy. I did use the daycare centre. A rule that I did add to this Nuzlocke is that in this Nuzlocke, I am allowed to breed once in the entire run, and I used my one breed on my Shuckle to get one with better IVs. It's only a little bit better though, sassy nature is really good. Next boss fight Maxi went down in an instant, nothing much to see here. My encounter before Gym 7 was a Hoennian seal, and this is a great mon. It will be used by the end of the game and even has a careful nature which is really nice. I was anxious about Tate and Lisa as they're usually the harder ones, but no, not at all. I don't even need a full team. That was anticlimactic. Even the final Team Magma double battle was a total one-sided stomp, as this time Steven can really pull his weight for once. Right now the biggest challenge on the run is not accidentally over-leveling. Go through Team Aqua Hideout now. The good thing is that unlike an Emerald Kaizo, which in hindsight I really don't like that game, you can skip almost every single trainer battle, which is actually really convenient. I can just get by this Nuzlocke really quickly. The eevee training area also gives you a buttload of XP, so you have to really try not to accidentally overlevel, which is really weird for once. Anyways, Jolteon easily destroys Shelly and Archie's team like nothing. My god, too much water is actually working out in my favour. Joanne is next here, and with Jolteon it's also really easy, as you can expect. He does have a wish cache though, but Credilli doesn't care about it one bit. Because my team is admittedly pretty badly designed, I don't really have a counter for this Kingdra, not a good one anyways. I'm not using Shuckle right now, so my team isn't that defensive, but Jolteon can take a hit and beat it. I was worried about the Crawdon having adaptability Aqua Jet, but it ended up not having that and I didn't want to take the risk regardless. So now the end is almost upon us, so clear out Victory Road. The combination of Jolteon and Charizard beats Wally's team really easily. You know, I never liked him. Wally's a bitch. I don't get when people say he's like a great character, like he barely has any character at all, apart from he was a pretty shy kid who eventually became good at Pokemon. However, I did lose Credilli to a trainer in Victory Road, to this trainer who had a Hoennian Reuniclus, and one complaint that I do have about this game is the balancing can be really off at times. Though the new designs are awesome, of the brand new Hoennian forms, some of them are absurdly overpowered. This Pokemon has a move that raises defense and special attack both by 2 stages, which is absurdly strong. And that's only the tip of the iceberg. Some of the new Pokemon in this game are absolutely broken in design. But of course this Reuniclus got a critical hit because, just of course, why not? Needless to say, the Hoennian Shuckle is inhumanly bulky. So after that, let's just finish this run. Go back to the eevee training place after clearing out Victory Road. Then I reach an appropriate level. Now apparently the Elite Four are actually eevee trained this time, so maybe they can be a challenge for once. To make this interesting, I set my level cap to level 62, which matches the ace Pokemon of the first Elite Four member. Except for the Shuckle, which I reduced to level 58, so maybe it won't be that overpowered. Remember that the champion's ace Pokemon is level 70, so it will be quite over leveled. So hopefully this won't be too much of a one-sided stomp due to my reasonably low level. So before the Elite Four challenge, here's a quick rundown of my final team. So here's the team. The first member is my starter Jolteon, and it's got timid nature and it got some of its stats buffed. Now what I did here is I went for max HP and special attack. The reason is because of its humongous speed and timid nature, and it now has speed boost. With Protect, it will just outspeed everything regardless, so just go for HP instead of speed. It'll do really well, so at least it can take a hit okay. Next up is Hoennian Shuckle. And yeah, solid rock, sassy nature, max HP, it's just incredible. And it can stall out almost everything. This is inhumanly broken. Jesus Christ, I probably should have lowered its level even more. Next up, and this is something that I never actually mentioned in the whole run, ferrets. And it's got lonely nature and it's got shuckle now, and even better, as you can see, its base stat total has been significantly increased. It's got 110 speed, 100 attack, and like 80 both defenses and more HP. It's actually very powerful, and it's got hustle and a good nature. It has strength instead of return, but at least strength is decently strong. It's got priority. Not too bulky, but it's not too frail, but it does hit incredibly hard. Houenian Dugong is just a very powerful Pokemon. It's got thick fat instead of Iron Fist, but with careful nature, max HP and attack, it's still very strong, and it can really take hits, especially with bulk up and slack off. It didn't really need a water move for the Elite Four. Ice Punch and Knock Off are really good coverage moves, but this is just very solid. You can easily do bulk up, slack off, and sweep. Tentacruel is a very interesting option. Now, it is timid in nature, but it has very good IVs all around. It's got 31 attack. It's basically a fast physical sweeper, and its ability makes it so when it takes an electric type move, its attack gets boosted by 2 stages, and it's got very nice moves. It's got Overcharge, which is unbelievably powerful, though it does paralyze you, so it's more of like a last ditch effort, and an 80 base power priority move, though it's very fast regardless, and it's just pretty solid. It's not overpowered, but it's very nice to use. Charizard, obviously my starter, just very high special attack. That's pretty much it, and just hits pretty hard. And that's pretty much it for my team. I'ma go finish this Nuzlocke now. Surprisingly, this time Phoebe is out first. Turned out this is actually kinda good as my ferret does not like ghost types, so at least I can handle it at lower level. I'm not about this Dusclops stalling shenanigans, so I use Shuckle to stall it out. Special attack in Dusclops? Weird. Be gone! And Lel, top Lel, Omega Lel, I KO Dusclops with Struggle Shuckle, Physical Shuckle, only in Blazing Emerald. Stall out this lantern thingy as well. Who thought giving Leech Seed to this was a good idea? Who? Gengar was surprisingly a threat, as he got a critical hit and almost beat my Shuckle. Scary. Wait, since when did Gengar learn Ice Beam? Ugh. Anyways, Dugong sweeps the rest. Next member is an all new grass type user, which is really interesting. I've got just a thing for this though. She kindly sets up the sun for me. Who says chivalry is dead now? Is because of her I can easily roast her team. You know, of all the grass types that sent in next against Charizard, Ferrothorn is probably the worst choice. Damn, this Shuckle almost got one-shotted, but with Leech Seed it can still potentially stall out my Charizard. I play it safe and I switch in my own Shuckle to Toxicate, as I need to keep my Charizard in good condition to sweep the rest of our team. How did my Charizard outspeed the Chlorophyll Vileplume? Oh well. And I could have most likely destroyed the final Meganium for the win, but I played it safe and switched out, but Charizard ended up just coming back in and destroying it in one hit for the win anyway, so that was reasonably easy. Glacia is next, and Charizard sounds like the best lead on paper, but she leads off with Lapras. Well, Shuckle can kind of take it, but it uses Perish Song, and usually this would not be much of an issue, but I switch out just in case. It might have had something like Whirlpool or Mean Look or something, you never know, so I don't want to risk my Shuckle here. The funny thing is that Lapras has an electric move to hit my Houenian Tentacruel, and it kindly boosts my Tentacruel by 2 stages. That's nice. Now Tentacruel can go off, and for good measure, I use Overcharge to destroy the Walrein. That's a free 8 KO right there. Mamoswine could potentially be a threat, if it actually had an Ice type move to use against my Shuckle, but it didn't, so okay I guess. It gets the boot. Jolteon beats Lapras, Dugong beats Frostlass, and Charizard beats Glalie, and that's pretty much it. Last up is Drake, and he's mildly more challenging. His lead Dragonite can be scary, but now that I can Will-O-Wisp it, it's not too much of a threat, though it does use Dragon Dance 2 times, so it can still deal some damage. Shuckle easily stalls it out as it uses Fly to kindly give me more turns to stall it out with. The next special attack in Flygon was an absolute meme to beat, though the next Drasparath was a surprising threat as it hits really hard, and I never knew it was Electric Dragon, so I basically wasted a turn on it. I didn't want to stall it out with Shuckle, but I didn't have that much of a choice. It was actually surprisingly strong for once. Then my Dugong wrecks 3 more of his Pokemon, leaving only the Hoenn Dragapult last, which Charizard is able to switch and beat it. And with that, the Nuzlocke run is pretty much over, because all that's left now is the champion battle, and this, it was just a meme. So yeah, not much to say here. This was anticlimactic. Very, very anticlimactic. Though the game does have a lot of good features, I will say. But with that, I'ma just end the video here. Goodbye.